Great defensive effort by this team. We challenged them big time to start defending at a higher level, and I thought tonight we did a really good job of executing our defensive game plan, defending at a high level, and playing together.
Allisha, start with you. That dog mentality we always talk about, just fighting through it. In the fourth quarter, you come up big. Talk about getting your rhythm going tonight.
I have to give a shout out to CP and Nas, because in the first half I kind of struggled, was in my head and frustrated a bit, and CP pulled him to the side, was like you know what you do, like you do this. And then before coming out to the second half, Nas was like, this is your half, like everything's gonna be all right. So I credit them for giving me that confidence to go into the second half.
AP brought a ton of energy. She was kind of a tone setter on defense, got some steals, mixed it up with the aces a little bit. Can you talk about is that kind of how you envisioned her role to be on this team?
Yeah, AP is high energy. We know that. We knew that getting in, and I thought today she came out and really changed the momentum of the game with that energy. She has the ability to affect the game in different ways, not just her scoring. And I thought today she focused on that, trying to affect the game in just a different way, even though she wasn't scoring.
Yeah, Coach, I felt like this was the first time we've seen a true team effort all the way around in the game. Multiple players scoring. How proud of your squad tonight with this win?
Yeah, I mean a big game, and a big shout out to them for, we've been harping on them about trying to play as a unit, playing as a unit. I thought in the second half we did a much better job of that. But in totality, this was probably our best game in terms of playing as one unit. So we need to see that now consistently. They need to take this feeling, the energy that they felt playing that way, and they need to replicate that from game to game to game to game.
Let's go, man. CPT playing against an Asia Wilson, y'all did a good job of putting your hands on no Tina, and y'all had to switch off on her. What was the game plan tonight to slow her down as much as you could?
I think the biggest thing was just Coach T telling us like the biggest thing is one-on-one defense. So we really try to take pride in that every possession. Obviously, she's Asia Wilson, she's gonna score, but I think we definitely made it hard for her.
Coach, can you just talk about the defense as a whole tonight?
Yeah, I mean they played as one. They helped each other. They knew where their help was supposed to be. I thought we did a great job of making multiple efforts. Like when they swung the ball, when they attacked and we had help, somebody helped the helper, who helped the helper, right? And then made it tough to contest the shot. I mean, that's all you can ask for. That's a really freaking good team. We know that. They're the champions. Everything goes through them this year, right? And the way that they play, they cause you to always pretty much be in rotations a lot. But I thought today we did a good job of feeding off one another and playing with one another.
Go ahead, Rick.
26 to 29 from the line in a 4-point game, stuff like that's invaluable. Just talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we had four free throws in the first half. We talked to them about north-south attacks, getting downhill. Really, we talked to them about attacking closeouts, but the only way we can do that, which we didn't do in the first half very great, was move the ball side to side. So I think in the second half, we did a much better job of moving the ball side to side. That allowed us to get some open opportunities and some closeout attacks.
Coach, after an impressive win tonight, what was your message to the team?
Rest up, short-term memory. This one is over, but to take that energy, right, and that feeling of how when we execute the way we're asking them to execute, that it helps put us in position to be able to win games. Now, we're not always going to win them, right, but your goal is to put yourself in position to win games by doing what the game plan is. And tonight, I think we did a great job of executing the game plan.
Thank you.
Big Al, does it really begin to look like an ocean when you get hit hot like that in the second half? I mean, how many he was killing it, and three-pointers didn't matter that game. Talk about the hotness when he was hitting it toward the end of the second half.
I was just taking what was open. I mean, once again, credit to my teammates. CP was getting me open on the screen. She got a lot of screens tonight on that. So shout out CP.
We'll get straight more in the room.
For everybody, the energy in the building tonight was just so electric. A Friday night, the champs in town, and we just put the work in. Just talk about the energy in the building tonight.
Well, I think a lot of it, I mean, obviously, Asia and the fans that she brings, I think that brought a little fuel. Like we was talking about on the bench, like they cheering a little too hard when they called her name and they started to line up. So I think we use that as a fuel. to just make sure we bust their butt.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Megan.
Yeah, this question is for all three of you. If you could describe one word that you were feeling after that game, how would you sum it up?
I would say gratefulness. I was really thankful that we got that dub because it just shows us that, like, the sky is the limit for this team. Like, we're really just scratching the surface on the conglomeracy that we can bring and the teammanship. So I'm excited. I'm thankful for this win just so we can build that confidence.
One more in the room.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay, and I know, Coach, we talked about AP already, but just earlier in the day, we were talking about this entirety of the bench unit and how your bench mob is back. So I just wanted to ask you guys and even the players, how important is it for you to see whenever the starters may not, get off to an early start, that bench, that second unit can keep you guys in the game?
You asking me or them?
All three.
Sorry.
All three.
Sorry. Good, Allisha, why don't you answer?
It's all about trust. I mean, knowing that once I'm in the game, I come out, I can trust my teammates to like keep the momentum going or pick up the slack that I left on the court as well. So I think trust is the biggest thing.
Yeah, I just thought that they gave us really great minutes. They came down and didn't make a ton of mistakes and really kept the energy high, made plays defensively, offensively that really kept the energy in the building. And so we trust our bench. We trust our bench. Sometimes with the flow of the games, sometimes they like Naz has been playing like 16 minutes, 17 minutes. Today she played 10 or 11. It really is just the flow of the game. And they trust us. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's a big piece. That's a big piece to it. But we trust them to go out there. Naza played big minutes for us. Nia has been a starter for us the last 2 years, right? We know what AP has done in the course of her career. So we don't have a lack of trust in our bench. We will use them and continue to use them because they give us a lift and they do their job.
We're going to do one on Zoom, and that's Michael Vogel from ESPN. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, this is for Coach Wright. Actually, I have two questions. I wonder if you could talk first about Allisha having a career high 6 threes tonight, especially how big that is against the Aces. And then also, you've talked a lot about your defense, but specifically, I think you held Plum and Jackie Young to 30% shooting, and just what you guys were able to do to lock both of them down as well as you did, especially from behind the 3-point line.
Yeah, Leash calls herself a bucket getter, so we allow Leash to play the way that she needs to play. The one thing about Leash is really efficient. She doesn't take a ton of bad shots, and she understands like if something isn't working to get to another level. So the fact that she was knocking down threes and she was seeing them go through, we encourage her. We do plays to encourage that, and so I thought Allisha did a great job of being efficient as always and taking those opportunities. As far as our defense, I mean, we've really challenged our guards to kind of step up. We feel like the best guards in this league, they do it on both ends of the floor. We feel like we have some of the best guards in this league, and so because of that, they need to also rise to the challenge to be able to do it on both ends of the floor. And I thought tonight they displayed a lot of competitive fire to really make things hard. Like Jackie and Plum are great players, you know what I mean? They're gonna make tough shots, they're gonna do tough things, but our job is to make it hard, just like opponents make it hard for us. And I thought they did a good job of that tonight.
Thank you everyone for your time.
Thanks, Coach.